Articles, dear students, are actually the words which indicate whether the noun is specific or non-specific. For example, if I say a boy or the boy, so by dint of this article a, which is actually indefinite article, which I'm going to discuss ahead, a boy, this a boy, it indicates here the boy is non-specific. If I say the boy, it means this boy has been particularized here, so the boy is any special boy, it's specific boy here. But dear students, there are three main articles in our grammar. The first one is a, second one is an, and the third one is the. And these two, dear students, these are called indefinite articles. Indefinite articles, and this they, it's called definite article. And what is that actually? Let's discuss that one by one ahead. So let's talk about the usage of article a. When do we use the article a? Okay, we will discuss about the article which is definite later on. First of all, as dear students, from the basics, you know, from the first class, second class, you are taught like this, that whenever there comes any word which starts with the consonant letter. For example, here's the word, here's the letter T. Okay, so T is a consonant letter. Okay, before this consonant letter we have to use article a. Okay, and indefinite article and that can't be used before any consonant letter. But here are some rules along with this rule which are different as compared to this rule where we use article a before any consonant letter. So let's discuss that out. First of all, let's take an example of this, as the first rule is before a word which begins with a consonant letter. For example, a tiger, T is here consonant letter. A tiger, a ball, consonant. A cat, a phone. I don't need to explain this more because it is actually childish rule here from the basics. You know, it's very clear here. So let's move ahead. Let's talk about rule number 2. The words giving the consonant sounds of U. वो words जो beginning में हमें कौन सा sound देते हैं? U sound. Like, for example, I say here a European country, a European country, a utensil. Why is this rule important? Actually, you have been taught wrongly that whenever there comes any vowel letter, so before the vowel letter we have to use article n. No, here is an, here's the vowel letter, here's the vowel letter, here's the vowel letter. So we are not going to use here article n. We have to use here article a. Because why? Because this word produces consonant sound here. Here is e. E is vowel, but it doesn't. We don't pronounce it like this. That European. We pronounce it that European. As this utensil, U sound. As recently I have told you that whenever the word in the beginning gives the U sound, so here it produces here U sound. So one more word, university. U is the vowel, but here it produces U sound, so we use here a university. Sir, can we use here the university? Yes, I will discuss that later. But an university can't be used ever. A unique, yes, definitely. The unique, yes, can be used at any time. But an unique, no. What it? A useful teaching of Ali. An useful teaching of Ali? Not at all. Got it? Let's move ahead. Rule number 3. The words beginning with O and giving the consonant sound of the. For example, if I say here, again I'm repeating here, the words beginning with the O and giving the consonant sound of the. Like a one-eyed man. A one-eyed man. Here, this is the vowel here, right? So, shouldn't we use here then an one-eyed man, because this is vowel letter here? No, because it produces here sound what? it produces here sound v. Okay, so हम यहाँ पे यूज क्या करते हैं v. One-eyed man, a one-eyed man, not an-eyed man, an one-eyed man. A 1 rupee note, a 1 rupee note, not an 1 rupee note. V sound. Got it? A one-man army, v. Got it? Not an one-man army. Got it, dear students? इसमें बहुत सारी क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं. स्टूडेंट्स ने जो रॉन्गली पढ़ा होता है ओनली वो रूल्स के कंसोनेंट लेटर्स जो भी होते हैं वहां पे हमें आर्टिकल ए यूज करना है, बस दैट्स इट. नो, यहाँ पे भी वो रॉन्गली एक और रूल पढ़ाया जाता है कि जहां पे भी हमें वोवेल्स जो होते हैं, वोवेल लेटर्स जो हैं, उससे पहले हमेशा हमें एन आर्टिकल लाना है. नो, हियर आर आल्सो वोवेल्स, सो वी आर नॉट एबल टू यूज हियर एन आर्टिकल. Okay, let's move ahead. One more rule is this: we can use a as a weak form of one or a single instead of one or a single. For example, I say that it was not done in a single day. Are you getting me, dear student? So instead of this, I can use also this: it was not done in a day, in a single day, in a day. So here I can also use article a. Got it, dear students? Very simple rule. So let's talk about article and. When do we use article and? Dear students, previously I have told you that sometimes you're taught wrongly that whenever there comes any word which starts with a vowel letter, and when the word starts with the vowel letter, then only you have to use article and. No, dear student, let's prove it here wrong. Dear students, for example, I say here egg. Okay, the first letter is here E. This is vowel letter, so I use definitely here an egg. Okay, I say here for example owl. O is here actually vowel letter, so I use definitely an owl, an article. Got it? But let's move ahead. Let us discuss that. Do we always use article and with the words that start with the letters which are vowels? Okay, let's prove it wrong. So the rule is that before a letter beginning with a consonant but having vowel sound. For example, if I say here that an elephant, yes, definitely here is E vowel letter, so we have to use here article an. Lekin dear students, if we use here Xmas, so which article have I to use here? Is X, dear student, any vowel letter? No, it's not vowel letter, but it actually produces vowel sound. Okay, but if it produces vowel sound, that means actually we have to use here article and, although it's not among vowel letters. Got it, dear students? One more example. What would you use here then? My friend is doing dash MA. Is M any vowel letter? No. Does M produce any vowel sound? Yes. So I use an MA. Got it, dear student? So such type of questions are asked in your exam. So when you stick to that very traditional rule is that when any word starts with the letters that have vowel, vowel letters, so then we have to use their article and. No, here is M. This is not a vowel letter, but this produces vowel sound. So in short, dear students, whenever the first beginning letters produce vowel sounds, not only vowel letters, when they produce vowel sounds, so there we have to use article and. Sir, vowel sounds जब produce करेंगे तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? In short, dear students, आप एक चीज यहाँ पे याद रखिए. देखिए, when the beginning letters produce the sound dear students, sound. So in the comment section, if you practice it once, sound whenever it produces, so there you have to use article n instead of a. Okay, dear students, the का concept अलग है, फिलहाल a और n की हम बात कर रहे हैं. Whenever the words start with the beginning letters that produce the sound a, so use at any cost an article, okay, and वहां पे at any cost नहीं use करना है. Got it, dear students? So let's give one more example. For example, I say here MBBS and MBBS. Okay, because pronounce, if you pronounce when this M, got it? Yes, M. So we don't pronounce it as mam, no, M. One more example. FIR. Is F vowel letter? No. Does it produce vowel sound? Yes. F. We don't pronounce it as f, no, F. So use here article in. Got it, dear students? So let's move ahead. So now, before a word beginning with silent H and accentuated with the vowel like an honest, it's very simple. An honest, here is the H letter, but we omit this H, we pronounce it as an honest, no, an honest. हम इस लेटर के हिसाब से, इस लेटर के अकॉर्डिंग हम इसको प्रोनाउंस करते हैं an honest, an got it? वुड से an her, no, an इनको हम ओमिट करते हैं. got it, dear student? H प्रोनाउंसिएशन में भी साइलेंट रहता है. लेट्स मूव अहेड. Now, dear student, coming to the main important article, that's definite article, that's there. Okay, so now let's discuss about the first of all, dear students, the first rule, that's actually this article there, it particularizes nouns. It makes nouns special. In the beginning I had told you an article is a word that indicates whether a noun is specific or non-specific. So here the article shows us what it's used then when we have to show which noun is specific. Okay, so it particularizes noun are used with the nouns which are already known. For example, yesterday I met a student. The student was very intelligent. Yesterday I met a student. The student was very intelligent. Whose student was very intelligent? The student. So it means that here I have not mentioned the student I met, because already it's mentioned. Yesterday I met a student, so that means here this student is any specific student. It's that very specific student whom I met yesterday. Before a common noun, one more rule. Before a common noun denoting a class or any type, any kind. For example, if I say the camel is the ship of the desert, is this here single camel? No. This single camel represents here class. Are you getting me? So if we have to represent any class, for that we use any noun. That noun has to be with that very noun. We have to use article there. Got it, dear students? So if I say the camel, that means here actually this is actually representing here a class. Okay. For example, I say the pen is the mitre. The pen is the mitre than sword. Here the pen, it represents here any category of pens. Okay, so it's not actually here single pen. The pen means the power of whole pens, the power of pen class. Are you getting me, dear students? So let's move ahead. But here is an exception in that no article is placed, no article, dear student, is placed before man or woman when used in general sense. जब हम man और women word general sense में use करेंगे, वहाँ पे कोई भी article use नहीं करना है. For example, if I say that man is mortal, man is mortal, so I don't say here any particular man. I say in general जो इंसान होता है वो फानी होता है. Man is mortal. So that means here this man is used in general sense. So I don't have to use here any article. Got it? So coming to next rule, before the names of the following, like talking of says, हमेशा says की बात आएगी तो उनके साथ भी हमेशा यूज आर्टिकल द ही करना है। वहां पे आपको कोई भी रूल यूज नहीं करना है, जैसे एन का आपको देखना है कि इसके बिगिनिंग लेटर्स विच साउंड दे प्रोड्यूस, नो, आपको वो नहीं देखना है। वहां पे आपको देखना है कि यहाँ पे says है, says मींस इनके साथ मुझे हमेशा यूज करना ही करना है द। Got it? For example, we say Red Sea, you know that. रिवर्स की बात करेंगे, गल्फ्स की बात करेंगे, द पर्शियन गल्फ या द स्वीज कैनल, इनकी बात करेंगे तो इनके साथ आपको डियर स्टूडेंट हमेशा यूज करना है आर्टिकल द ही। ठीक है डियर स्टूडेंट? ओके, लेट्स मूव अहेड। एंड आर्टिकल द जो डियर स्टूडेंट है, इसमें आपको कुछ नेम्स याद रखने हैं, इन्हीं के साथ यूज होता है। इसकी पर्टिकुलर कुछ अलग एज पर द प्रोनाउंसिएशन रूल्स नहीं है, प्रोनाउंसिएशन रूल्स नहीं है, तो कुछ वर्ड्स ऐसे हैं, कुछ कैटेगरीज ऐसे हैं, आपको याद रखना है इनके साथ। ऑल द टाइम्स वी हैव टू यूज विद दीज कैटेगरीज व्हाट आर्टिकल द। फॉर एग्जांपल होली बुक्स, होली बुक्स, जब भी होली बुक्स की बात हो तो वहां पे आप हमेशा आर्टिकल द ही यूज करें। फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई से हियर Quran. Quran is holy book, so I would always say the Quran, the Bible, the Gita. Got it? In the same way, possessions with apostrophes. But dear student, here's an exception. जब भी possessions होगी with apostrophe, तो वहां पे हम कोई आर्टिकल यूज नहीं करते हैं। जैसे मैं कहूंगा the book of Shakespeare, the book of Shakespeare, so the article use किया यहाँ पे, लेकिन when I say the same in this is position here, but when I say the same using apostrophe, but there I don't have to use any article. For example, I say Shakespeare's book, Shakespeare's book. So I use it here article this, I use it here article, I haven't used it here any article, sorry, I have used it here apostrophe to show the position. But whenever I use article, whenever I use apostrophe to show any position, there I don't have to use any article here. Got it? If I say that Modi's country, okay, so I would not say that the Modi's country, okay, but I can say the country of Modi, okay. Monuments की बात अगर करेंगे डियर स्टूडेंट, जैसे आई वुड से द ताजमहल, इन द सेम वे द रेड फोर्ट, द कुतुब मीनार, एक्स्ट्रा। सो जब भी इनकी बात आए, मॉन्यूमेंट्स की बात आए, तो यहाँ पे हमेशा हमें यूज करना है आर्टिकल द ही। व्हाट इट? एंड न्यूज़पेपर्स की बात करें, जैसे द न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स, द न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स, द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर, द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस, in the same way our the GK, Greater Kashmir, okay. Let's move ahead. Dear students, talking of directions, always use article there. Directions like the north, the south, the east, the west, हमेशा इनके साथ आर्टिकल द यूज करना है। Dear students, now places are countries, former of compound words. Compound words से जो countries या कुछ जगह जो इनसे बनी है places से, compound words से, तो वहां पे हमेशा यूज करना है आर्टिकल दे। जैसे हम बात करेंगे अभी USA, इनके साथ दे आर्टिकल यूज कर सकते हैं। Got it? अब मैं कहूंगा UAE, गॉट इट। इसी तरह मैं कहूंगा यूपी, ठीक है ना, इसी तरह मैं कहूंगा एपी, इनके साथ आर्टिकल द ही यूज करना है, गॉट इट। Yes, now coming to nations and communities. For example, I see here the Hindus, ठीक है ना, the Sikhs, the Muslims, okay? इनकी बात अगर जब करेंगे हम इन कम्युनिटीज की, तो इनके साथ हमेशा यूज करना है आर्टिकल द ही, गॉट इट। लेट्स मूव इट। यस, before an adjective when the noun is understood. For example, if I say the rich are given priority. So the rich, dear student, यहाँ पे हैं, ये जो the rich हैं dear student, these are already understood who rich. And one more thing dear student, यहाँ पे when I use article the with some adjectives, rich is actually here an adjective. जब हम इनके साथ आर्टिकल द यूज करेंगे, ये इनको प्लूरल भी बनाता है, ठीक है ना। And when I say the rich, it means actually बहुत सारे rich. For example, one more example I am giving you. If I say the poor, it doesn't mean a poor here actually. I say the poor, that means बहुत सारे poor. Sir, how can we convert this into singular? So we can use article a here. A poor, that means single poor. So when I say the poor here with some specific adjectives, not all, with all. If I say the poor, so the poor are down in the dumps, ठीक है, the poor, got it. In the same way, if I say the deaf, that means बहुत सारे deaf. The blind, बहुत सारे blind, which are already understood, which are already known. Which who deaf, who blind, who poor are you talking? The deaf are here, that means that's actually known. Who deaf are you talking? Are you getting me? Now one more thing, superlative degrees of adjectives. Superlative degrees, for example, as you know that we have 3 degrees in adjectives: positive, comparative, superlative. For example, if I say here tall, taller, tallest, short, shorter, shortest, okay. And if I say here beautiful, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful, that means actually I have written this adjective. We don't have to use here beautifuler, beautifulest. No, more or more in the comparative degree, and in superlative degree we use most, okay. And this is simple positive degree, okay. But dear students, what I would actually say here, ये जो superlative degree है, इनके साथ हमेशा आपको यूज करना है article there. For example, I see here there, he's the tallest student in our class. He is a tallest? No, he is the tallest. Are you getting me? She's the most beautiful. The most beautiful actually here becomes superlative degree. So with that we have to use always. So you might have heard that we say the best. Who is the best student here? Who is the best? Best is actually the superlative degree of good. Good, better, best. Who is the best? So I would not say that. Who is a best? Okay, who is the best? Got it? Very easy rule. Dear students, coming to next rule, before a noun as a substitute for the possessive for the possessive pronouns. For example, if I say that he punctured my heart, he punctured my heart, the heart is very injured. So which heart is very injured? So I will also say that my heart is very injured. So I said that the heart is very injured. It means by using the heart, that's already understood which heart. So for example, I say that he punctured me. He punctured me on the head. He punctured me on the head. That means actually he punctured on my head. So instead of possessive pronoun my, I can use here article there. Are you getting me, dear student? Dear students, some adjectives like same, all, both, use always article the with these three adjectives. For example, I say this is the same student I met yesterday. Whose student? The same student. Use always article there. For example, all the students have to be present. All students have to be present? No, all the students have to be present. Both the classes have to be there. Both the classes have to be there. Are you getting me, dear students? Now, simply talking of organs of the body. So use always article there. So, talking of the words, before the words denoting number, weight, measure, giving an idea of a kind of rate idea. For example, if I say that bananas are sold by the dozen. So I would not say that by a dozen, by dozen, by the dozen. Got it? Same way, oil is bought by the liter. Oil is bought by the liter. By the liter. Okay? In the same way, cloth is measured by what? By the meter. Got it? So इससे पहले हमेशा use करना है article there. Got it? Same way, before a title or a well-known buildings as Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. Here it's actually the title. This is actually the title. The Great, Alexander the Great. So before the titles we use article there. I say the Rai Bahadur, the Shalimar Garden. What did dear student? Actually this is the garden, but I give this garden a title Shalimar. So if I say here actually lake, okay, eastern lake, northern lake, so but I give a title to this lake, Dal Lake. Dal is actually the title, so it is also a name, but it's actually a kind of title to the lake. So to recognize this lake, so I say Dal Lake. So this is a kind of title, so I use here article there. What it is, friends? So same way, the Great War, the Golden Temple, the Golden Temple, okay, the Taj Mahal. What it? These are actually titles. So now coming to the point of one of the most important points in these articles, that's actually when we have to omit any article. So talking of the omissions of articles, first of all, whenever we talk about abstract ideas, never ever use any article, whether that's a, an or the. Don't use any article with abstract ideas. Got it, dear students? For example, if I say here happiness, okay, anger, don't say that this is a anger, this is an anger. No, He had an anger. When I met him, she had happiness. No, don't use any article with these abstract ideas. Got it, dear students? Okay. Number 2. Talking of language, is it? For example, recently I have told you, if you talk about nations, for example, I say that I am Kashmiri. I am the Kashmiri. Sir, have you used here article there? Why? Because here I am representing, here I am saying about what? Nation. Please. But I speak Kashmiri. I speak Kashmiri. This is here language, so don't use any article here. Don't say that I speak a Kashmiri, I speak the Kashmiri. Okay, as one more example, if I say here, for example, I love the England. I love the, for example, I speak English. Or you would say also, I love the English. I love the English. English means actually people of England. Okay, English people. I love the English. So I speak English. Got it? Here I speak English. English is here actually language, and this English is actually people of England. So this is talking about here nation, this is talking about here language. So whenever you talk about language, don't use any article, and when it comes to nation, so use their article, any article जो भी suitable होगा वहाँ पे. So one more example, if you say that I am an Indian, so you can use here article an Indian. So if you say that I speak Indian language, I speak an Indian, no. Are you getting me? For example, you are Pakistani. Okay, so you speak Pakistani. Got it? So you speak a Pakistani, you are a Pakistani student. You speak Pakistani. Got it? A Pakistani, a nation, Pakistani language, यहाँ पे language की बात की जाती है. Got it? So in the same way, dear students, talking of sports and academic subjects, is it? Like you say that I play football. I play football. I played the football. I play a football. No, because this is among sports. In the same way, I love the cricket. No, I love cricket. Okay, academic subjects. For example, I love physics. Hey, do you love history? Hey, do you love English? As a subject, talking of as a subject, don't use any article with them. Got it? In the same way, days and months. For example, he shall be here. He shall be here on the Monday. He shall be here on the Monday. Incorrect, is it? Because days के साथ कोई भी article use मत कीजिए. He was here in the June. He was here in the June. Incorrect. Months के साथ कोई भी article use मत कीजिए. Got it, dear students? In the same way, diseases. Okay, जो भी disease है, for example मैं कहूँगा smallpox. The smallpox. The smallpox. So smallpox is a disease, so don't use any article with it. The COVID-19. No, COVID-19. Got it? In the same way, measles, malaria. Some nouns which are preceded by sort of, type of or kind of. Okay, इनके बाद जो भी nouns आएंगे उनके साथ कोई भी articles use मत कीजिए. For example, I say that I have a sort of paper to write. ओके यहाँ पे नाउन क्या है? पेपर। इनसे पहले कोई भी आर्टिकल मुझे यूज नहीं करना है। Here, dear students, here I can use article, but here I don't have to use. So in the same way, if I say that it's the kind of machine. It's kind of machine. It's the kind of the machine. No, don't use any article here. Got it, dear students? Okay, let's move it. So, talking of countries, continents, cities, seasons, इनके साथ भी कोई आर्टिकल यूज मत कीजिए। कंट्रीज जो मैंने अभी बताया था आपको, एक्सेप्ट कंपाउंड कंट्रीज जिनके नेम्स कंपाउंड वर्ड्स में आते हैं। कॉन्टिनेंट्स, इनके साथ भी कोई आर्टिकल यूज में। ही लिव्स इन द साउथ एशिया, नो, इन साउथ एशिया। Cities, New York City, Srinagar City, simply don't use any article. Seasons, I love the winter, the summer, no, I love winter. I like to spend my free days in winter. In the summer, no, in winter, in summer, in spring, in autumn. Got it?